I'm Fred Mack, CEO of Fam Spotlight and executive producer. We have great artists on the show today. Check them out. Welcome to the show. My guest today is business consultant Michael Stemley. You know him from working with labels such as Def Jam and working with Teddy Riley. And his book, Wealth, Power, Respect, and the list goes on. So please welcome my guest, my guy, Michael Stemley, to Fam Spotlight.
Hey, first of all, I want to thank everybody tuning in right now, man. Everybody that's on live via Facebook. I appreciate y'all hanging out with us during these crazy times right now. Right now, I am definitely really humbled. So, keep doing what we're doing out here. First of all, shout out to Fam Spotlight TV for putting this interview together, man. We still in here hanging out. The guy that I want to get y'all introduced to, get y'all to know who this guy really is a major person that y'all should know if y'all in this music industry. I want to introduce my man, Michael Stemley, man. Michael, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. I'm blessed, man. Doing great. How you doing?
I'm all good, man. I'm definitely blessed, just to be still, hanging out, doing what I'm doing. And thank you for taking your time out to do this interview with us, man. I really do appreciate that.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Now, one question I do want to ask, I know probably everybody asking this question or, people dealing with it. What are your thoughts on this coronavirus situation?
I just think it's a terrible situation. And honestly, I don't even really think it's a coronavirus. I think it has something to do with like the 5G network, this radiation that's causing like symptoms. And they're not really telling people that, because I don't know why, but it just is a sad situation for everybody. But that's my thought on it. I just think it's from a high radiation from the 5G network.
Yeah, that's a lot that's going on. There's a lot of that, people saying, how it's really happening and how are you dealing with it, not be able to move around as much.
I'm dealing with it. It slowed me down a little bit because I was constantly on the go. So sometimes things have to happen in order to slow you down, but I'm dealing with it. Taking some time out, just enjoying life right now. So that's all I'm doing.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm on the same page as you. Just trying to, make whatever sense of it make sense and just work however I'm moving around. What advice would you give the world on the mindset of dealing with this issue? What advice would you give them just on how to deal with it?
Stay home. Stay home, protect yourself. If you go out, just make sure you covered up, and just stay 6 feet away from people. And, the more people stay at home, we can control this, that's my advice, because you never know what's going to happen. Just stay at home. Do what I'm doing. If you got to go out, get your little essentials and things like that, but just stay at home.
Yeah, I hear that. So how do you feel like this is affecting the entertainment industry?
It's bad because, you got people in the industry, cancel shows, no appearances and things like that. It's affecting a lot of people, man, especially in the industry. Like, I just think that, once this is over with, I think things going to bounce back and, we'll be right back at, when we left them.
Yeah, I definitely hear that, man. Definitely hear that. So what advice would you give people that's in the industry that's dealing with this virus and the situation and how they got us, in the house?
Just sit back, take a moment, and just realize that, that anything like this can always happen to us. It's a humbling experience, but just sit home, take time out with your family, spend more time with your family because, constantly on the road and things like that. And we don't really get that moment to really spend with the loved ones. So just take that time out and just enjoy it with your family. That's all.
Yeah, definitely hear that. That's definitely good advice. Mm-hmm. So just to dive in deep, so we can give people more insight about who you are, what you got going on. So we just want to know, like, for instance, so where'd you grow up?
I grew up in New Orleans. Well, a small town out of New Orleans, called La Place. It's about 15 minutes outside of New Orleans, Louisiana. born and raised.
Okay, definitely. New Orleans, definitely. So, what is one of the biggest things that changed your life or that came into your life that changed it, like real drastic?
That's when I had my son. That was my biggest life change.
So, so
Just being at the age that I'm at, and that came into my life. That was one of the biggest thing that actually really happened to me. So,
okay, and it's definitely a major thing. So, how did you get into this business management situation?
um, actually, some years ago, maybe I can't remember the year, but I started with a label called One Way Records a long time ago, and we had some rappers and some artists and things like that, and started just doing management and stuff like that, and that's how I actually got into it. And then just things just started progressing and leading from one thing to another. That's all.
That's definitely what's up. So, how did you get into the event production? Like, how did you get into doing that?
Um, Started my company. Did one of my first shows. With Key Sweat. Kiki Wyatt and Selena Johnson. When I first actually started my company. But before that, it was just doing just regular little small little shows and stuff like that around the city and things like that. So that's how I really got into it. And I still do it, but not as much as I used to when I first got into it.
That's definitely what's up. That's a lot of major people, major celebrities that you were dealing with. And with that being said, what was the process like building a relationship with these celebrities, in this industry? And, how did you go about it doing so?
Just being humble. Um, just being humble when I meet people. I just be myself. I just be me. And that's pretty much it. But it's a humbling experience, to be able to work with a lot of people and to meet people in the industry. And I'm just blessed. So that's pretty much what it is.
Definitely. That's definitely what's up. Definitely good insight. So how did you get the partnership with the legendary Teddy Riley come about? How did how did
Oh,
that come about?
I don't even know where to start. Me and Ted we've been friends for a while, and just one event, we was doing in LA, and he got a chance. He's like, I'm gonna bring you up on stage and introduce you as my partner or whatever like that. And that was a humbling experience because I didn't know he was gonna do it, but he did, and we've been partners ever since. This is years ago, but yeah.
That's what's up. So like, what is your job title? What is your job title with him? So what is it that you do with him, and the title that you got that y'all have worked with?
I deal with the finance accountant. Yeah,
That's
only with the money. Hmm.
That's definitely major. So what other celebrities have you worked with in like accounting?
I work with so many people. From Key Sweat to, of course, Ted. Man, that's a lot, bro. I don't want to call too many names because I might forget some names, and then, I get a phone
Cool,
call.
it's cool.
Oh, yeah.
That's major. That's very major. So what have you learned? Like, what have you learned about the business music industry, about how it runs, how it works, the whole situation? What did you learn from these people that you've been working, like Teddy Riley and Kiki Wyatt and so on? So, what did you learn about the industry with working with these people?
Well, the industry is an up and down situation. Because you could be hot today, you could be cold the next day.
Right.
Me seeing that, it gives you an opportunity to sit and actually study the industry, study the business, because of course, you can't just get in it and think okay, well, I'm gonna be hot the next day and I'm gonna be big and things like that. It just me watching everything, that progress far as because you remember, coming up, used to be the ringtones and things like that, like
Yeah.
whole industry, it changed from everything digital now, so the sales of the record industry is down, and just seeing all of that stuff, man, it's just crazy, bro.
Right. And I understand that you wrote a book called Wealth, Power, and Respect. What inspired you to write this book?
Man, it's just something I always wanted to do. You know, it was one of my things was to write a book about finance. I used to put these quotes out on Facebook, like every other day, and a lot of people always used to hit me up and like, man, you need to write a book, put it in a book, put it in a book, and that gave me the inspiration to actually do it because you know I was the feedback that I was getting from it. You know, I was like, you know what, maybe I should do that, and in 2019, 2020 was my actual goal to say, you know what, I'm gonna actually put it out, and I actually did it, and you know it's doing real good now. So yeah.
Definitely, I know it's definitely some valuable information, music industry wise, and wealth and accounting wise, and it's definitely a major thing that a lot of artists need to know in this industry. Even just people in the industry really need to know. So I definitely love
Right.
reading that, checking that out. And
Mhm.
so, what's keeping most, I want to say, artists or entertainers, people in the industry, what are keeping them from accessing their wealth, power, in their respect?
Not reading, not actually diving into, you know,
Mm,
well, okay, so you know, I need to figure out how I'm monetize certain things for with money and things like that. I think it's something that everybody should pick up and read because you know you're gonna take a message out of the book and things like that. And it is a great book. And you know, for those that want to start business, those that want to know how to build business credit, things of that nature, is one of the best books out there for the read to be able to you know to accomplish that goal. So yeah,
that's definitely what's up. I know a lot of people looking on Facebook Live. All y'all artists, man, y'all definitely need to do what y'all need to do and get this information and all other stuff. With that being said, are you doing any book signings for Wealth, Power, and Respect?
yeah. I did my first book signing, which was in New Orleans, February 1st, and I have a couple of them lined up. But you know, with this coronavirus thing, you know, it kind of put a halt in a lot of my signings. So, but yeah, I have a couple of dates already scheduled, and as soon as it's over with, I'm gonna get right back on it.
Right. Definitely. I know we on Facebook Live and we doing what we do it. Like, since this coronavirus is doing a lot of things and a lot of stuff. So, what are some other ways that they can like find this book and go purchase this book with this coronavirus situation going on?
It's on every major media outlet, from Barnes and Noble to Amazon to Books a Million on Walmart.com. Um, Pretty much every major media outlet you can access the book at online. Of course, you have to get it online now because you know the way things going right now. But you can access it anywhere. Just put in Google. It's gonna pop up everywhere. It's in every major retail outlet.
That's definitely amazing. Definitely, make sure people come and go wherever they need to go to get this book
Yeah.
and get that information. Because I know a lot of artists who don't know, how to get that information. And like you said, something that was very important, tell them to read. Like not just read the book and get the information, but when you go in situations where contract situation wise, and I see a lot of people in the industry who, you know, mismanage money or don't understand their contracts, and then they wind up getting a bad deal, or they don't know what they signed, so now they just stuck in a bad deal. So that's very amazing about the book, man, and we definitely appreciate you taking your time to come hang out with us, man.
And I
And
appreciate you. I
and
appreciate you guys for having me because it's a blessing, man. When Fred asked me to do it, man, I was like, man, I would love to do it. So I appreciate you guys though, because you know, without you guys, then this would never happen.
Yeah, and like I say, I just want to ask a couple questions while I got you, here and whatnot. 'Cause I know you said you do accounting and you work with a lot of major artists and entertainers in this company. What are some of the things that you advise like up and coming artists to do outside of just, getting your book and getting the information? Also, what are some of the tips or some of the things that you would advise up and coming artists, even like singers, actors, like people who like were trying to write a book like you? What are some of the tips you would tell these guys to look out for that you know now that you didn't know when you first started out?
Get proper management. Get someone that you trust.
Right,
That's
right,
very
right.
important because you know a lot of people get bad management, put them in bad contract deals and things like that. Understand the industry first, and once you understand it, you know you can actually like I said, pick up a book and read as well too because they have a lot of information in books. You know what you need to do for as percentage wise, for as your record sales and things like that. But definitely get great management because that's going to be the key right there because once you got somebody that's actually working with you, not against you, you can always achieve what you need to achieve.
Definitely amazing. Also, man, I really want to know, man. I know, that, like far as the book, Wealth, Power, and Respect, something I'm definitely going to dive deeper in myself because, like I said, I'm a DJ and, I do a lot of things that I do. And I feel like a book like this could really help a person like me, an artist, a person that's like branding himself like I'm doing with my business and with Fam Spotlight. Definitely want to know, like, what are some of the other things that you do outside of like the book and the account? So what are some of the things, more other things in the industry that people may not know that you have your hands on that you want to let people know?
Oh, I do quite a few things, man. I help people. I build business for people that trying to, like, if they don't have a business, they need an LLC. I do all of that stuff. Incorporate business. I help them do that. Um, Pretty much, help them get from point A to point B. So if you're an up and coming artist, if you're a person that just have a mindset of building a business, I can help you grow it. I can help you put it together on paper, show you how to build business credit to get you, to get funding, because that's the key when you have a business. You got to obtain funding. A lot of cats don't know how to get funding. So even with my book, I put it in there how to actually, be able to gain those capitals. Because I mean, what's the sense of having a business if you can't have access to capital? So I teach
Right.
them that, and I show them how to do that, and that's what I also put in my book. So when you pick up that and read it, you understand, you'll get it. So
Now I know you said you work with a lot of celebrities. Like, who are some of the people that you love working? Like some of the people you've worked with that you love working with, or you just every time y'all collab or anytime y'all network with each other, y'all come up with ideas, it's like a blast for you.
it's my team, bro. It's my team. Black Street Guy, Ted. You know, that's the ones I love to work with, bro. Because and not only we partners, man, we friends, and that's the key. Having friendship in business, because
Right, right.
you got to separate, friendship from business. But we the best of friends, also business partners. So yeah.
Okay. Now, another thing I want to ask is, are you strictly just working with entertainers as far as accounting and,
Nah,
helping them out, or is it you work with like, I want to say, sports athletes like, NBA players, NFL players, or just anybody who's looking to,
I
like,
work with I work with any and everybody that need help, what I'm saying, building their business, need information, how to obtain funding. I work with anybody. So it can be, athletes, entertainers. They don't even have to be athletes, entertainers. It can be just a regular normal person that just looking to, for advice and looking for, information on how to actually, build business and stuff like that. So I work with everybody, bro. Like, I don't discriminate. So it can be the janitor. They want to get their business going.
right, 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 right,
I'm
right.
down with it, you know what I mean? So they can just hit me up, on my social media platform, and it's all good.
That's definitely what's up. That's definitely what's up. So, due to the fact that, like I said, with this coronavirus and everything that's going on, I know I'll keep coming back to that because it's like we have to know how to adjust to what's going on now. So, what information or what advice would you give people who are trying to run their business, but as of right now, they can't really go out into the world and continue to get the things they need to do to keep their business afloat? What ideas or any information that you can share with people to help them keep their business afloat, or if they still building, help them continue on that path with this pandemic that's going on?
I mean, never limit yourself to like one thing. Um, that's things you can do online and stuff like that to help your business stay afloat. Again, like I said earlier, what I'm saying, getting some business funding and stuff like that. Read to see how to actually go get some funding to keep
Right,
the
right.
business afloat till it's just, this situation is over with, because that's the key. And for those who going through, struggles with their company right now, I mean, there's SBA funding. There's a lot of funding out there that helping small business and also big business as well.
Right.
So just having that information, how to actually go to obtain that, that'll keep you afloat, and that's it. Just, following what's going on right now. So yeah.
That's definitely major information for like people. Major information for like all my people that's like watching us on Facebook Live, man. And like as far as like you say, working with like other people, as far as sports agents, anybody that want to build their company or not like that. What was like some of the first steps you took to start into what you do now? Like what were some of the beginning steps, and like I want to say courses you took for college or a major that you took that put you on this path?
Well, I always was reading about, because when I was young, man, I always wanted my own company. And let me just put this out there. I mean, just know that even though people that has their own company, it's okay to work for somebody else as well too, but just have something of your own. Because I think some people, they get screwed in information. They like, well, I just want to only just have my own company. If you got to work for someone else as well too, use that as a stepping stone to build your company. And and that's pretty much it. I mean, just never limitize yourself on one thing and just be able to just build whatever. You know what I mean?
That's definitely some major information, man. Like I said, you really give me a lot of information that I really didn't know, and I definitely do. Just want to continue to pick, like while we right now doing this interview, man, I'm just really just picking your brain a lot about a lot of things that go on and situations, stuff like that, man. So some other things I want to know is the first person you ever worked with, what was that experience like when you like first got that call, like, okay, I want you to do this for me and want you to do this, or what was that experience for you when you first started working with, whether it was Teddy Riley or Kiki Wyatt or whoever it was?
I was nervous.
Right.
I mean, I was nervous because when you work with a major artist, and you never work with a major artist, I mean, it's something that you just have in your mind, like, oh, I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna screw up. So whatever my first assignment that I've had when I had to do like a contract or something like that or whatever, and I did it, and it was like damn, I didn't know that you can put this together like that. And of course, when they put you through tests and things like that, you don't want to fail. You just want to be like, man, I want to kill this. I want to kill this. But that's pretty much, bro, what it is. So
That's definitely. I can understand you being nervous. Like in that field that you work in for as accountant, that's something major, and I know that's a major job for somebody in that industry to trust you with, making sure they numbers right, making sure they businesses that they run and all the numbers is right. So I know that's something major, and I can see how somebody would be as nervous as that. Another question I want to ask, man, I know you just the book Wealth, Power, and Respect. Are you looking to continuously write a book? Like, will write books like in this genre, or would you do something like totally different? Like,
no, I actually started writing a second book. I have a second book that's gonna be coming. Probably next year or something like that. But no, it's something I want to continue because writing this first book, I didn't think I was gonna do the numbers that I've done, and I mean, like so far, like I've already surpassed over 18,000 copies, and that's like I would have never thought I was gonna do that, but so many people supported it, so many people still supporting it, and I mean, it's just a major blessing, bro. But yeah, I'm writing a second book. I have one I'm writing right now. So next year, top of the year, 2021, we can look out for it. I don't want to give the actual details of it right now, but I have a second book coming up. So I'm gonna continue doing it.
That's definitely
Fun. It was actually fun doing it because it just puts you in a mindset to like, man, I didn't think I was gonna be able to write this book, but it just gave me a peace of mind. So, but yeah, I have another one coming. So yeah.
okay. And like writing a book, whatever like that. Like I know it's a lot of people that's like watching us on Facebook Live, like I said once before, that may be wanting to start to write a book but don't know how to start that process. And I know you've been through that process. You've written a book and it's out. What was like from some of the first steps you went to making sure that when you started to write this book, you had everything you needed? Like what was like? Did you have a team with you when you started to say, I want to write this book? Or would you by yourself and then bring it to a team?
No, actually, it's all me. I did everything on my own. Like I just started pulling some of the stuff that I posted on social media, putting it together, and everything that comes in my mind, I just write it down. So, no, I didn't have a team or anything like that. It was just me. It took me about 9 months to almost a year to write it because every day, I would just write things down. And so when I really got to a point to say, I'm gonna actually do it, I just blocked everything out and I just did it. I just put it together, but I didn't have a team, so everything is just me. I did everything on my own.
That's what's up. Sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it do
Yeah,
be like that.
yeah.
So what I want to ask is, what was some of your people, some people that inspired you, like in life, to do what you're doing now? Like, what's some of the people that drive you to do what you're doing, and some people that inspired you to start doing what you're doing now and start working in this lane?
God.
That's what's up.
I mean, he's the biggest influence. I mean,
Right,
on
right,
everybody.
right.
Like, you know. So you know, he was big influence for me. So yeah.
That's definitely what's up. That's definitely a major reason, and I definitely agree with that 100%, man. Like I said, man, I'm just really just picking your brain a lot for these segments. This segment, man, I do appreciate the knowledge that you're giving to these,
I know
not
it's
only
all,
just me, but just to the people that's like tuning in to us on Facebook and whatnot. Some other situations I want to ask you, like, how does that process go about? Like, do they reach out to you as far as like they wanting to work with you, or is it kind of like other celebrities was like a referral to like, yeah, work with Michael May, a great dude, man. You know what he doing, you know what he about. I trust him with the situation I got. Y'all should work with him. So how does that process work of some celebrity or anybody just working with you?
see, I keep my face card clean. So everybody I do business with, I do a great job. And people vouching for me, people vouch for me like, yo, this is a good dude and things like that. But when you work with people and you do a good job for them, your name starts to spread. Just like a good friend of mine's, Ricky Bell from New Edition, reached out to me. He's like, man, I want your service. I need your service. And that's what I'm working with right now as well. And, just having your face card clean, man, and just keep everything 100, man. You're going to get people come to you all the time and reach out to you, want to work with you. So, yeah.
That's definitely what's up. That's major. And that's something that, like I said, all the information you give me is amazing, man. And I definitely do appreciate it. And
not a problem.
yeah, so some other things I want to ask you, like, man, as far as how you feel about, as far as what's going on right now and how it's affecting the industry. And so how would you feel, how do you feel about, when everything gets back and running, is your schedule like super busy, or the fact that you can do like Facebook lives and you can like communicate with people via internet? Has it not slowed your business down, or has it just kept it rolling?
No, I'm still moving. I'm still rolling. I mean, like actually today it's like we had a show in Orlando, and then the next day after that we was flying to Japan. We had 2 shows in Japan, so that kind of put a damper in it, man. I was kind of upset because I was my first time going to be going to Japan. I'm like, man, I'm going to Japan. I waited for this for a long time, and then for that to happen, man, I was like, oh man, I was mad. I mean, I'm still mad, but I'm happy we're not going. But I'm still moving. I'm still moving. This doesn't slow. I mean, I tell people sometimes, like, never let this things like this here. I mean, you get disasters all the time, but continue to work.
Right.
Just always, just like I said, never limit yourself doing one thing, because like some people can't work right now, and
Right.
But it's always good to have something going on, even though you can't work right now. I mean, even if you're just getting online, you're doing some work online or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But never let nothing like this slow you down, because if you're in hustle mode, then you're in hustle mode, then you make it happen regardless. So. Mm-hmm.
So my question is, how do you define wealth?
Oh man. Ooh. Saving, putting things together to where you can build wealth. There's a lot of ways you can define wealth, man, because I mean, rich is well, people used to think that, from rich and wealthy, but rich is just, well, some people say it's like, when you say you're rich, you really not wealthy, you just rich. But wealth, man, wealth is just, just making sure that your kids' generation of wealth, your kids can eat off of, what you put, what you make
Right.
and have, and that's how I define wealth. Making sure your kids be able to eat off of what you leave. You know what I mean? That's how I define wealth.
Hey, that's major. That's definitely major. Is there a different process working with celebrities than working with just the regular everyday people? Is it a whole different process from working with celebrities to just everyday people who just want to build business?
No, it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, celebrities are normal people, just like just like us, just like everybody else. I mean, it's the same process. If you're dealing with celebrities, they may have access to certain things that the regular people don't. But it's all the same, bro. I mean, process is all the same. So I mean, like working for celebrities, they might their expectation might be higher, but it's all the same thing. So yeah,
That's
it's
definitely
all
what's up.
yeah. They may have a bigger expectation than from what somebody like a person on the streets or something like that, but it's all the same thing.
So what are some of the things that you wish you knew like now that you like what's some of the things that you wish you knew early in your like business career that you know now that you wish you knew before then?
Well, I wish I knew when I was young, man. I wish I understood the business that like building business finances, business credit, and things like that. I didn't learn that until later on in life. But I wish I had pick up a book and read when I was young, but I didn't do that. I mean, but I had a great father, man. He used to give me good advice and stuff like that. But if I knew what I know now, man, I'll be way further than what I am right now. So.
Definitely so. So I want to know is like far as you writing books and stuff like that, would you ever do things like how people do seminars and they do stuff like that? Would you ever think about doing something that like in that order where you have people come together and you just from that standpoint, from that, thing, just teach them or just give them advice like that?
Yeah, well, actually, we're putting the seminars together.
Okay.
I, yeah, I was actually I was doing my first seminar Essence Weekend in New Orleans. But of course, all of that got canceled
Right,
because
right,
of
right.
what's going on. But yeah, I was putting one together. But yeah, I do seminars and things like that. Speaking engagements and things like that. Yeah, I was actually putting that together. Hmm.
So would you say that's something that you were looking forward to start doing, or that's something that you've been like, okay, I'm gonna start this soon, or that was something that you had already had in mind and set to where I was like, I'm gonna start doing seminars, start getting out even more and doing these seminars, going out and talking to the people, whether it's celebrities or just regular everyday people.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm actually, whenever we able to, start traveling and things like that. Yeah, I plan on taking this, something like that on the road and stuff like that, doing some seminar, talking to the people, getting them information on business and wealth and things like that. But yeah, I plan on doing that as soon as this is over with. I'm right on it.
Yes, definitely. So how do you prepare for like speaking engagements and how do you choose the topics?
Well, I mean, that's a hard question. Um, I mean, I guess it's depending on I guess the crowd or whatever. Like I don't limit myself on what I talk about when if I'm doing a speaking engagement and things like that. I just speak whatever people want to know. I just give them information and they ask me questions and things like that and I just answer. So I mean it's hard kind of picking like depending on how many topics you like. For me, like I have a lot of topics in my book, so for me it's probably hard for me to just pick out certain things to talk about. I just talk about it all. I give all the information that I have.
I can understand. That's very understandable. I know there's a lot of things that people may want to ask you when you're doing speaking seminars and stuff like that. So, do you mentor or do you plan to mentor others on, how they could, or how do you choose your mentors, or something like that? Like, I want to say is, do you mentor people like for what you do, and do you plan to mentor others on what you're currently doing right now?
I mean, I mentor. I mean, I haven't done a lot of it, but I mean, if people call me and ask me for advice and things like that, about starting a business and stuff like that. But I mean, I've mentored some people, but not like on a day-to-day basis or anything like that. But people call me all the time and ask me for information, and I give it to them and help them out the best way I can for us with that.
Okay, definitely understand. That's definitely understandable. That's something I definitely look into myself. Is there someone that you haven't worked with that you really want to work with, that you really want to touch base and really collab with?
Oh man, the person that I would have loved to work with, but he's no longer here, was Michael Jackson. That was one of my biggest idols.
Right, right, right.
Um, but as far as no, I don't have anyone that I wish I could work with, because I mean I could pretty much touch whoever I want to touch, not tooting my horn, but now Michael Jackson would have been the only one I would have really wanted to work with if I could have, if he was still living. So that, you know, that's one of the biggest artists that I would love to work with, you know. So
Is it any is it any like athlete that you like would want to work with, or that you see the stuff that they do as far as business wise that you be like, you know what, I can really work with that dude and we can do something amazing and change a lot of lives and a lot of things?
yeah, it's a few people I would love to work with. Like, I would love to work with Beyonce if I could. Um, she's one- she's one of the biggest artists in the world right now. I would definitely say Pharrell. Um, this is a few, man. So many, but I can't really name the names. But you know, there's a few that I would love to work with.
So what is some of the best advice that you've gotten from the legendary Teddy Riley?
Stay yourself. Stay below your means. Never go above your means, and just be you at all times. You can always People always gonna come to you, because if you stay humble and you stay yourself, like, you know, they got people, man, like they wouldn't even take calls from people. Like, even if people hit them up in the inbox, you know, they like, for me, I answer all my inbox. Anybody hit me up on inbox me, want information, I give it to them. I reply to everybody. You know, I'm never too bigger than nobody and this and that and the other. I'm the same person. So rather if I got $1 million or $100, I'm still the same person. You know, and that's just me. So.
That's something I really like hearing, because you may be surprised you see me in your inbox asking a couple questions myself, to be honest. But seems like you got a lot going on, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, what you like, as far as business wise. So how do you balance the family life and the professional life?
Yeah, I mean, I balance it real good. I mean, you know, when there's a time for business, it's time for business. When it's time for, you know, hang out with your family, you know, your kids and things like that, you know, you just do that. You know, I don't let one thing overtake the next thing. Like, you know, I balance it out real good. So when it's time for me to do business, it's all business. When it's time for me to, you know, be with my kid, then, you know, that's what it is. But I balance it real good. Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. That's a lot of things people don't know how to do. They don't know how to balance business and
You
family.
gotta balance that. You have to separate the two, because if you don't
Right,
separate the two, you can pretty much lose your family if you're not there. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
a lot of people traveled a lot and stuff like that, man. You got to take out time to be able to spend with your family and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's very understandable. Like, how do you know when it's time to take a step back and take a break, to take a breather from business and just, you know, take time to relax, enjoy family, go on vacation, you know, stuff like that?
Yeah, when you get tired of working, you know what I'm saying, you can't work no more. You know when it's time to, you know, you want to take a vacation and things like that. You get burnt out, you know, and when you tired looking at computer screen and typing, you know it's time. You know it's time. I mean, everybody have that, you know, they have that moment to where, you know what, look, man, this is it. Enough is enough. I need to take a break. So, you know,
Right.
just yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. And before we get about it, man, I definitely appreciate you, you know, taking this time out and to just, you know, give us this great information that you're giving. Before we get out of here, Fred, I want to say some things, say some things to you before you get out of here.
Fred, what's up?
What's going on, man?
What's happening, big dog?
I want to give it up to my host of Found Spotlight, Preston, and thanks to you, Michael Stemley, for being our guest today on Found Spotlight. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate
much
you
love to you.
I appreciate you having me, bro. And anything you got going on, man, let me know, bro. I'm there.
Much love. Okay, I got you.
Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
What y'all doing right after this? Make sure you check out the Teddy Riley and Babyface battle if y'all ain't got no more interviews.
Oh, I'm definitely checking that out. I've been waiting on that.
Yeah, it's in the next.
So that's gonna be on Instagram, right? Or is it gonna be?
Well, it's on. Actually, I posted it. It's on. I think he's gonna post it on IG as well too. But it's on another network as well. It's called. Let me see what it's called. I have to go to it and see. But it's gonna be on IG as well too. But you know, for those that don't have IG, they can log into if I can get it. Let's see. Okay, it's on it's called Verzua TV. VERZU. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know
Oh,
exactly what you're talking about.
It's yeah, Verzua TV, something like that. But yeah, for those that don't have Instagram, IG, you can check it out live. And also I posted it too on my page too. So
Definitely appreciate that. All right, man, we're gonna let you get out of here, man. We appreciate you coming and hanging out with Fan Spotlight. Appreciate you hanging out with me, Princeton, man. Appreciate you, you know what I'm saying?
Appreciate
everything.
Guys. Appreciate you guys. That's what's up.
Thanks, man.